Today we shall be talking about substrate hydroponics. In substrate system of hydroponics, we are replacing soil with a material that can perform some function as soil or even better. This is very popular among commercial growers, especially in warm climate as ours. Some of the materials used are cocoa peat, which is grounded coconut husk, rice hull from rice meal, as well as sawdust. Others are perlite, vermiculite, etc. Nursery management. Potting media for the nursery can be prepared by mixing 50% cocoa peat plus 25% sieved manure. You can use poultry plus 25% biochar. For example, you can have 2 buckets of cocoa peat, 1 bucket of sieved manure, and 1 bucket of biochar. Biochar is produced by burning rice hull in limited supply of air. Watch the video attached to this to learn more on how to prepare biochar. Do not allow it to burn to ashes. Personally, I've used cocoa peat only as potting media of my nursery, but after 4 days, I added half-strength nutrient. After you have filled the seedling tray with your potting media, sow 1 seed per cell and cover lightly with your potting media. After sowing, spray water gently using knapsack sprayer or hand spray. You may also add 10 to 15 ml of 50% hydrogen peroxide into the water to disinfect and improve germination. For bell peppers, place the seedling tray first inside a dark, humid and warm space for the first 3 to 4 days of sowing until you notice that it has started sprouting. You can start checking from the 3rd day. A good space for this is an empty container, after which you can transfer them to the nursery. It's advisable to do your nursery in a greenhouse or a screen house. Cover the top with 50% shade cloth to reduce the direct intensity of sunlight. Water with spraying can or knapsack sprayer accordingly. Bell peppers and tomatoes are ready for transplanting in about 6 weeks. Lettuce and cucumbers can be transplanted after 2 weeks when they have developed at least 2 true leaves. Transplanting. First of all, prepare the growing media. Depending on your region, availability and cost, we mix 2 or more soilless media to achieve a good blend. The idea is to utilize the different abilities of each component to complement each other. For example, you can have 50% cocoa peat plus 25% rice hull and 25% carbonized rice hull. Carbonized rice hull is what I refer to as biochar, which is burnt rice hull. You can as well have 50% biochar plus 50% rice hull, and then while transplanting, add a handful of cocoa peat around the base of the root. This is where most of the roots are going to be located, and we would like to exploit the good water retention capacity of the cocoa peat around the root system. Containers. There are various containers that you can use for your soilless growing. Number 1 is grow bags. The best ones are the ones that are white outside and black inside, but they are more expensive. The black ones just work fine. You can also use maple trough. You can also use rain gutters. Your choice depends on what is available in your area and your budget. Growing media sterilization. Connect drip irrigation system over the containers. Tomatoes need 30 to 40 cm spacing, while bell peppers need 40 to 50 cm spacing. As the process is going on, fumigate the container by adding contact insecticide, systemic fungicides, and hydrogen peroxide to the irrigation water. Allow the water to completely drench the growing media. You can transplant the next day, early in the morning or late afternoon when the weather is cool. Fertigate with nutrient water every morning, or depending on the water retention capacity of your system. To prepare 1000 liter solution for peppers and tomatoes, use this formula. There are 2 containers for the nutrient water. One, the reservoir, and the stock solution. The reservoir is the main container from which the nutrient water flows into your plants. Cover the reservoir tank with protective material that will ensure that it doesn't heat up during warm temperature. Stock solution, on the other hand, is a small containers in which you prepare your solution before transferring them to the main reservoir tank. For 1000 liters, mix the listed quantities into 3 separate 50-liter containers. Mix thoroughly. When they are well dissolved, transfer into your nutrient tank, which is the reservoir. First of all, pour in the NPK and mix thoroughly. Secondly, pour in your magnesium sulfate and mix thoroughly. Lastly, pour in your calcium nitrate and mix thoroughly. During the vegetative stage, use EC of 1 to 1.5 millisiemens. Flowering stage, use EC of 1.5 to 2 millisiemens. While during the fruiting stage, use EC of 2 to 2.5 millisiemens. If the EC is higher, add fresh water to the nutrient solution. If EC is lower, add stock solution. Fresh water that you're going to use should be below 0.5 millisiemens. However, note that tomatoes at fruiting stage requires higher quantity of calcium and potassium or nutrient solution of EC 3 to 3.5 millisiemens. There are other formulations that come with different mixing instructions. Please consult an expert and the manufacturer's instructions.